It was January 1st, 2012, that I realized, could the Mayans be right? Is this going to be the last time I'm going to be able to do whatever I want on Earth? Is that so-called 2012 myth not a myth? So as soon as the new year began, I started to go through my bucket list of what I wanted to do. First, I was going to spend time with family and friends, foremost. But what I wanted to do was go to places I've never been before. China, Australia, heck, New York City. But as I started going through my list, I started realizing, why wasn't I doing this before? Why does it take such a catastrophic year of 2012 or a myth to make me do something that I could be doing all along? Now, as I started researching my bucket list, I came across a pamphlet from the Dalai Lama saying 10 ways to make your life happier. And on the 10th step, he said one thing. Once a year, as often as possible, go someplace you've never been before. Now, I realized, that is exactly what I was talking about. Go someplace I've never been before, at least once a year. And that persuaded me to come out here. Here meaning Pittsburgh. Here meaning Los Angeles. Here meaning Spain. Now, I took the Dalai Lama's advice for my own personal being. I wanted to test it, see if it worked. Find out it does. Because in that statement, he's not only saying, go one place or someplace new a year. See what happens. You might meet somebody. You might be happy. Now, what I'm trying to let you know is that the world may not end. We might still be living decades from now. Nothing changed. But did that stop you from not going someplace? I came to Pittsburgh not knowing anybody. I came here trying something new. And I found a brand new place. Another way of thinking. I didn't know what yins meant. I didn't know how far back in history Carnegie touched everybody's lives. Hell, I didn't know that they built a brand new stadium and the igloo was something other than an Alaskan hut. But what I did know is I was coming out to someplace new. I was coming out to someplace that I had never been before. And you know what? It turned out right for me. Got into school. Found some interesting people to play guitar with. I even adapted a little bit of the colloquialisms to say. Now, going someplace new once a year doesn't have to be just once. It can be as many times possible. And I've researched a little bit more into Dalai Lama. And the Dalai Lama is probably the most peaceful person on earth. He's, of course, the highest ranking official in the Buddhist faith. But most of all, he's a wise man. Wouldn't you want to take advice from a wise person? Now, what I suggest is probably not taking it into consideration going someplace new has to be someplace far. For example, I'm here in Pittsburgh. I've never been to Fallingwater, architectural house that was very important in architecture and design. That's someplace new. Hell, I've never been to the Poconos. I've never been to the Carnegie Free Library in Homestead. Being someplace new doesn't have to be exotic. It has to be just brand new. Brand new for you, brand new for your ideas. What I found out going someplace new, it not only changes your perception on your life and your everyday living, gets you out of your box, quote unquote, but it helps you store a memory that nobody can ever take away. I've used going to someplace new to maybe get me out of a rut or boredom or feeling horrible, because I could tap into that memory of how fun it was going someplace new. I try to go someplace new every day. Let it be a new building at my school, a library, a shop, a museum. It could be any type of thing that is new. Now, my persuasion is to do that. Forget about the 2012 myth. Are we going to be here after this year ends? Does it take a catastrophe like the world ending to go someplace new? Don't let that happen. Try it. Go someplace new, at least once a year. There's 365 days a year. So many hours in a day. You can afford it. Doesn't have to cost money. It can be free as well. So in conclusion, I'm talking to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Someplace new that I've been to. Someplace new I now call home. Someplace new that has changed my life. Try it yourself. Go someplace new and see what happens. I bet you something good will happen.